Good morning, distinguished members of the Curtin family, graduates and families. It's a great honour to be speaking to you here this morning. Thinking about what I wanted to say, it occurs to me that you here are probably the luckiest cohort of graduates ever to emerge from a Malaysian university. Why do I say that? Well, first of all, obviously, you're graduating with degrees from a first-class international university. That's something that will hold you in good stead for the rest of your careers. Just like you need a passport to come from Kuala Lumpur to Sarawak, this is the passport that will carry you anywhere you want to go in the world. But there's more going on than that. Your timing also is impeccable. You are graduating into a Malaysia that, according to economic predictions, in the next few years will itself graduate into the club of developed countries. Now, I used to work for the World Bank. There are statistics that will determine if that happens or not. It sounds logical that eventually, if you keep growing, you become developed. Most countries fail. They fall into something called the middle income trap. The last country to pull off this trick was South Korea, and that was nearly 2 generations ago. So if Malaysia can do it, and it's not guaranteed, that will fundamentally change your future and the future of your children. And there's one more thing about your cohort. When I was standing here in this same place this time last year, Malaysia had a different political destiny, it seemed. But since then, the Malaysian people have made a different decision. Malaysia took a huge step forward towards liberal democracy. Why is that important? Well, it's the model that Australia embraces. We think it's important because democracy is the system that best enables the people to hold their government to account. And liberalism, well, that just means the right to live your life as you choose without interference, provided you accord the same respect to others. And this is the system, this is the model internationally, which in our view has provided the best outcomes in terms of peace, prosperity and happiness. So that's something which is very much for Malaysians to be proud of. Now, before you think I'm making a political statement, I'm really not. I'm not congratulating the government, I'm congratulating you, those of you who exercised your franchise and made this decision. And I'm aware some of you will also be thinking, what is this guy talking about? I'm disappointed. This government is making terrible mistakes, it's letting me down, it's not doing what it promised. And that's also fair. I think if the Prime Minister was here, he would probably agree with you. This is a new government full of new ministers that are making mistakes. Similarly, the opposition is new to its role, and it's learning how to be an opposition. But the good news is, in 4 years' time, when you people are voting, and I hope you do vote, you will have a chance to choose between a better government and a better opposition than Malaysia has had in the past. And that is significant. We in Australia are about to go into an election as well, in a few weeks' time. And I'm not going to predict the outcome, nobody knows. But we have now, this year, the highest level of youth enrolment for this coming election we've ever had in our history, which shows that young people are choosing to become engaged in their future. I hope that's what you do as well. They say that success is a poor teacher, so the fact that there are mistakes made is actually a positive. In your life too, you should ensure that you never waste a mistake. You learn from each one. Success is a poor teacher. Failure actually is a very good teacher. Before I conclude, I want to address a few personal remarks to the male graduates in the room and some remarks to the female graduates. To the male graduates, you are graduating into a world that by and large was made by men for men. You probably know that. But that's changing, and I hope you know that as well. And that's a good thing. because the most successful societies in the world are those that respect every member and accord equal opportunity to every member. That really is the way that I think Malaysia will progress to the destiny that it wishes to have for itself. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I suggest you turn to the young woman on your left or your right and ask her, and I'm sure she will tell you. Now, a few remarks to the women in the audience. In my long professional career, it's my view that women are the professional equal of men in every respect, except for one, and that's confidence. Very often, women present themselves in the professional sphere with less confidence than men do, and there are reasons for that. But if you want to succeed, if you want to achieve your potential in the world, then you need to work on your confidence. That's my only advice to you. And if you want to know how to do that, if you want to know what confidence looks like, then I suggest you turn to the young man on your left or your right and have a look at him, and he will tell you. That's really it. All that remains for me now is to say, congratulations, well done, and good luck.